All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? We're back with the December 7th NHL Quick Hit for this 13-game slate tonight on FanDuel and DraftKings. If you are new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton here. We're on the drive for 5 here for 5,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. Helps us out a ton. And if you are not a member yet, head over to shipitnation.com. Click on Join Now and use that promo code TRY20. Gets you $20 off your first month payment to get you access to all of our premium content behind the paywall. Again, promo code TRY20. We have every sport you need. All the tools to have success with DFS. Again, promo code TRY20, $20 off. But let's go ahead and jump right into tonight's 13-game NHL slate. In terms of totals, we have 7 total on the slate here. Toronto and Ottawa is a 7 total on this slate. Definitely gonna probably get a lot of ownership here. That total did start at 6.5, rose to 7 now. There, Toronto is favored in that game on the road. There, a lot of 6.5s, and the rest are all 6. No 5.5 totals, nothing like that. So it should be a pretty interesting slate here. I got my favorite spots that I'm going to target. We're going to break through those, and we're going to start here with the New Jersey Devils here on the road. Late night hammer against the Kraken, -150 favorites, almost implied to score 4 goals here. Jack Hughes has been averaging over 7 shots on goal over the last 5 games. He's an amazing play here tonight. He's 9,600. His ownership should stay in check here because of the price point alone. Obviously got a full slate of games here. Plenty of other places to spend, right? You got Pastrnak, you got Elias Pettersson, you got Austin Matthews, you got guys like that on the slate. I think Jack Hughes is my favorite spend up on the entire slate. Jersey's my favorite stack of the slate. Looking at the Kraken at home, they've allowed over 3.5 goals per game over the last 10 games on home ice here. But really where I want to target them is the power play here. Give me New Jersey power play 1. Their penalty kill is at 68.8% on the season this year at home. And New Jersey has the best road power play in the entire league at 41% cash-in rate. So Jack Hughes, Tyler Toffoli, Jesper Bratt, Nico Hischier, and then Luke Hughes as a $4,200 value demon will round out New Jersey interest for me here. Really like the spot for them. Jumping into probably my second favorite stack of the night here. It's going to actually be the LA Kings here on the road against Montreal. Looking at the matchup here, Kings, the best road scoring team in the league in the last 10 games here. And Montreal, 4th worst team on home ice in terms of expected goals against, actual goals against. They allow the 3rd most high danger chances, and their penalty kills sub 75% here. So really like these Kings, like them all. Adrian Kemp, Ans Kopitar, Kevin Fiala. Byfield is 4,400 on the top line, top power play, skating next to Kopitar and Kemp. That's a great price point for them. Drew Doughty at 4,200 is absolutely criminal. That is a ridiculous price point for him. I mean, we were paying in the 6Ks for this guy last year, 4,200. Drew Doughty, great play there. Trevor Moore is going to be super low owned here because he's 6,100 on the second line. But don't sleep on the Dano, Kevin Fiala, and Trevor Moore line. Trevor Moore has been very good, averaging over 3 shots on goal per game over the last 5, playing over 17 minutes, and he's averaging 15 DraftKings points per game over that stretch as well. So Trevor Moore, great play. Philip Deneau, 4.8K, great price point for him. If you want to jump down to the third line, you can. Pierre-Luc Dubois would be my favorite guy at 4,400, but really I like this top power play unit for the Kings is kind of my preference where I'm leaning in this one. Love the Kings here in this spot. Third favorite stack here, probably pretty chalky spot here. Detroit Red Wings on home ice, heaviest favorite on the slate, minus 310. Get a matchup here against the Sharks. Obviously, we know the deal with the Sharks. Worst team in the league in terms of defensive. Dylan Larkin came back last game or 2 games ago against Montreal, had 4 shots on net, came back, scored 2 goals last game against Buffalo. He's going to play probably close to 20 minutes here on home ice, top line, top power play, AK flat for him. Love Dylan Larkin. Alex DeBrincat, love that. JT Compher is going to be out in this game. So Patty Kane's going to be up on that top line or on that second line with it's going to be Patrick Kane, DeBrincat, and hold on. I just saw the other news for this line. It's going to be Villano. Villano's going to slide in for JT Compher because Compher is not going to be in the game tonight here. So gives you a value play there as Joe Villano is 3.2K, jumping up from the second line or fourth line to the second line to skate next to DeBrincat and Patty Kane here. So that's a good value play there. The top line is kind of where I'm going to look personally. But again, the second line should be lower owned. Fabry, Lucas Raymond, Dylan Larkin is my preference, but Villano, DeBrincat, and Patrick Kane is a good spot here. Patrick Kane, obviously, coming back and sliding in on the top power play unit as well. He's 5,500, so you could take a chance at him. Big Mo Sider, 5.2K for him from a D-man is a great play here as well. So overall, Detroit, chalk of the slate, definitely a good spot though. Obviously, anyone targeting the Sharks is a pretty solid matchup here for sure. Another team I'm looking at here, it's going to be the Boston Bruins. Again, probably pretty chalky here, but Buffalo is very leaky on the road here. Bruins minus 275 favorites here at home. Implied to score over 4.5 goals. David Pastrnak's all the way up to 9,800. I prefer Jack Hughes, but hard to ignore Pastrnak. I mean, he's got 40-point upside every night, especially in a matchup here against the Sabres, who are very leaky. So Pastrnak's fine. Jake DeBrusk, Pavel Zacha are good plays. Charlie Coyle and Brad Marchand would be my other 2 preferences. I'm going to that second line a little bit, but pretty much just sticking to Boston top line here. If I go to them, Zacha would be my favorite at 5.5K just because that's a fair price point there. I like that price point. Jake DeBrusk is pretty cheap as well. So definitely have to have some interest here in Boston. Obviously, Boston, one of the best teams in the league here against kind of a middle to bottom tier team here in Buffalo, especially in terms of defense. So do like that. And then the last 2 teams I'm going to bring up here is 2 teams playing each other, Nashville and Tampa here. I expect this game to go both ways. I mean, I expect there to be a lot of scoring here. Both of these teams are very leaky. I prefer the Predator side from a GPP standpoint, just with the home ice. Roman Josi, 7.5K. He's averaging over 4 shots and goal per game as a D-man. Good play for him. Philip Forsberg continues to get the job done, 8.1K. He's averaging nearly 4 shots and goal per game. He's a good play. Ryan O'Reilly, up to 6K now, but he's been very consistent, averaging over 11 DraftKings points per game over the last 5. He's good. Averaging nearly 3 shots and goal per game as well. Gustav Nyquist continues to be a great value play, skate next to O'Reilly and Forsberg on that top line. Top power play, 4.3K. Gustav Nyquist was probably be my favorite Predator here in this spot. And then Colton Sissons, I'll bring him in terms of a value option, but I like third liners a little bit more on the road. Colton Sissons playing over 18 minutes at 3.6K, averaging over 2 shots and goal per game as well. Colton Sissons, I do like his value play option there as well. Tyson Barrie at 2.8K as a D-man, playing 16 to 18 minutes here, I think is a fine value D-man as well on this slate. And then if you want to take a chance at the second line, you can. Parsisnian is super cheap at 2.7K. Sherwood's cheap. Luke Evangelista is cheap. But pretty much if I'm going to Nashville, I'm going to this top line. Roman Josi, Forsberg, Ryan O'Reilly, Gustav Nyquist is kind of my interest for Nashville there. On the Tampa side, again, I prefer the Nashville side in this game, but I do think this game goes both ways in this one. Nikita Kucherov continues to be locked in. He's 9,500. Again, I prefer Jack Hughes as my spend up on the slate. Hard to fit two of these guys in. So I'm going to side with Jack Hughes in this one. But Nikita Kucherov, 9,500. Hard to ignore what he's doing. He's averaging nearly 6 shots on goal per game over the last 5. He's going to play over 21 minutes as well. I mean, the ice time is there. Steven Stamkos skating next to Kucherov in point. 6.9K is a fine price point for him. Alex Barrett here, 2.9K. Averaging nearly 3 shots on goal per game over the last 5. He's a solid value play. And then Braden Point, again, 7.7K. Don't really like him a ton, but he has owned Nashville in his past. So could be a good buy low spot here on Braden Point because he hasn't surpassed 12 DraftKings points in his last 6 games. So could be a good spot to get him lower ownership and jump back on the well here. But again, I'm on the Nashville side of this game here in this one. Let's jump into some value plays at each position. Again, if you guys are new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton here on the SHIPIT Nation channel. As always, all my final content, core plays, slate plan will be live for SHIPIT Nation subscribers over there. Head over to shipitnation.com, click on join now, and use that promo code TRY20 to get $20 off your first month's payment. Let's jump into value centers. My first guy I'm going to bring up here is on the worst team in the league. But again, Detroit's not Detroit can be scored on here. Mikael Granlund just continues to get the job done. I mean, this guy's averaging nearly 4 shots on goal per game. He's playing over 22 minutes, 24, 21, 19 DraftKings points. He's averaging almost 16 DraftKings points per game over the last 5. He's 4K flat, getting top power play time. Mikael Granlund for the San Jose Sharks. Fine value play, super low owned, good one-off. Already talked about Colton Sissons at 3.6K for Nashville, top power play unit for him. I do like that price point on Colton Sissons. I like Nashville in that game as well. So good spot there. Going back to the Kings here, Trevor Lewis, 4th liner here. He's averaging over 2 shots on goal per game. I like the Kings. The Kings have a good matchup here against Montreal. Trevor Lewis, 2.6K, $100 over min price. Doesn't need to do much to pay off that price point. So I do like him. Going back to the Nashville and Tampa game, talked about liking both sides. You can look at a guy like Anthony Cirelli here, who's averaging over 2 shots on goal per game. Going to play close to 19 minutes as well. Coming off a 24 and a 21 DraftKings point game where he scored 3 goals in the last 2 games. You could continue to ride that hot streak there. Anthony Cirelli on that second line, second power play at 3.7K. And then the last guy, going back to Boston here, Matthew Poitras here, 3rd line center for Boston, 3.3K, 13 to 15 minutes expected here. I do like the price point on him, and the matchup for Boston is pretty solid here. So Matthew Poitras going to round out the value centers here. Jumping into the wings on the slate, first value wing I'm going to bring up is Mason Marchment here for Dallas. Dallas at Washington here, 2nd liner, Mason Marchment, averaging nearly 17 DraftKings points per game over the last 5. He's shooting the puck on average 3.5 times per game over that stretch, and he's 4K flat here. So I do like that. Draws a decent matchup here against Washington as well. Mason Marchment, another guy that's absolutely on fire right now. Tyson Foerster here for the Philadelphia Flyers. Gets a matchup in Arizona. I do like Connor Ingram quite a bit here, but a one-off in lineups where you're not playing Connor Ingram. Tyson Foerster here, 3.6K for Philly. Top line wing on the power play. He's playing close to 19 minutes, 3.6K ice time is there. Everything checks out for him. So I do think he's a fine value play there if you land on him. On the other side of that game, I do like Michael Carcone here for the Arizona Coyotes. I mean, Carcone has been absolutely electric, averaging over 10 DraftKings points per game over the last 5, 21, 12, 12, and 10 DraftKings points, 3.9K for him, 3rd liner here on home. He draws the best matchup on the slate, wings against Philly. Philly ranks 32nd in the league against wings. So I do like all these Coyotes wings. Michael Carcone would be my favorite because he is playing great hockey right now. Not going to get a ton of ice time, but could see a little bit more ice time here being on home ice. 3rd liner here is typically where I like to play 3rd liners. Another value winger here, a team I didn't really talk about too much, but it's a top line, top power play guy, 3.8K against Chicago here. Have to have interest in Alex Killorn for the Ducks. This game could go both ways here. It is a 6.5 total in this one. Battle of 2 kind of crap, mid-tier, low-tier teams in this one. So Alex Killorn, 4K flat, top line, top power play. fine value play. And then the last value guy I will bring up is Pierre Engvall here for the New York Islanders. Gets a good matchup here against Columbus, second liner at home here, skating next to Brock Nelson, Kyle Palmieri. Pierre Engvall, 12, 13, 11 DraftKings points in his last 3. He's averaging over 2.5 shots on goal per game. So at $3K flat, he makes an excellent value play here on this slate. Jumping into some value D-men on the slate. First guy I'm going to look at is going right back to that Islanders team. We always target D-men against Columbus here. Ryan Pulock, this guy's playing over 23 minutes for the Islanders, 3.8K for him. Going to block shots here. Gets a great matchup, getting power play time as well. Ryan Pulock, definitely a great value option here at 4K or at sub 4K from a D-man, 3.8K. Ryan Pulock for the Islanders here. Another value guy here. It's for Colorado here. He's been on fire. He's playing 18 to 20 minutes. Josh Manson here, brought him up last time. He scored 18 DraftKings points against the Ducks. 8, 10, 1, 12, 14, and 18. He's averaging over 10 DraftKings points per game. 3.3K for him. Ice time is there. Matchup is there. He'll block some shots. If he gets you $3, he's going to pay off that price point pretty easily. So Josh Manson, good value play here on this slate. Going back to the Kings, 3.6K, Mikey Anderson for the LA Kings. Get a matchup here against Montreal. He's averaging 2 shots on goal per game as a D-man. He's playing over 20 minutes, picking up some blocks as well. Good chance to hit you that shot block upside or bonus in terms of DraftKings scoring on this slate. Mikey Anderson, 3.6K. Looking at another guy here, Adam Larson, 4K flat. This guy just continues to get the job done. 15, 10, 4, 20. I mean, he's gotten 2 20-point DraftKings games in the last 6 here. Late night hammer here. I like New Jersey. He should be able to pick up some block shots here. He's averaging nearly 3 shots on goal per game as a D-man. So definitely is live to score any single game. So Adam Larson is another guy you can look at. And then the last value D-man I'll bring up here is going back to Detroit. Jeff Petrie here. Again, draws the best matchup on the slate. D-men against San Jose. Everyone against San Jose. 3.5K for Jeff Petrie here. Playing close to 20 minutes. Skating on that second line, I think is an excellent value play on this slate. Jumping into some goalies. My favorite goalie on the slate is Connor Ingram here on home ice. 7.9K for him against the Flyers is just too cheap. I mean, he's been amazing the last 5 starts. 34, 24, 15, 24, 28 DraftKings points. He's been great. Connor Ingram is my favorite goalie on this whole slate. Another goalie you can look at, Cam Talbot, is a spend up. Again, Kings heavy favorites here, even on the road against Montreal. Cam Talbot, he's been pretty solid as well. 8.3K for him. The only game he wasn't great was against Washington. But before that, he's won 3 straight before Washington, and then he just beat Colorado 4-1 as well. Saved 20 of 21 shots against Colorado. A great team there. So Cam Talbot, 8.3K, good interest. And then the last goalie I'll bring up here is Semyon Varlamov here. Islanders on home ice, Varlamov here. Projected to be pretty low owned. He's owned Columbus here in the past. I like Islanders to win this game. And Semyon Varlamov, 8.2K. Thing about him is his upside's immense because the Islanders give up a ton of shots against. So the saves are going to be there. I mean, this guy just had 39 saves. Gave up 4 goals and still scored 22 DraftKings points last game against Carolina. So I do like Semyon Varlamov quite a bit. He's my favorite spend up. And then my favorite goalie overall is going to be Connor Ingram on this slate. That's going to do it for this 13-game breakdown NHL Quick Hit. As always, all my final content will be live on SHIPITNation.com. If you are not a member, head over to SHIPITNation.com. Click on Join Now. Use that promo code TRY20. It does work on the annual or the 6-month package as well. Get you $20 off. But that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. For myself, Nadesify. Good luck tonight in your contest. Hope to see those Ship It Nation logos at the top. Let's ship it.